Hello, I'm Jim Campbell, and the following is a fictionalised account based on minutes taken from an HR meeting at Avengers HQ. There was a time when appointing the Hulk as head of HR would have created more problems than it solved at Avengers HQ. Since Bruce Banner had managed to get a handle on the big green rage monster within, though, it had been universally agreed that of those with the requisite authority, he was best suited to the position. That didn't mean he enjoyed the job, or the responsibilities that came with it. Banner felt that the obvious candidate was Reed Richards, but his hands were tied, literally after Deadpool had cheated in a thumb war, and figuratively as recent contractual obligations with another company had left him stuck on gardening leave. So, Bruce it was. There were times when he longed for the time that his job description was simply smash, and chairing a panel of his fellow Avengers in an HR meeting about employee behaviour was one of them. "Do you know why you're here?" he asked. "Well, I wonder. Somebody has probably taken umbrage at my having the temerity to simply say what everyone is thinking, I'd imagine," snorted Morrissey. Bruce had never wanted to invite Morrissey into the Avengers, but after the losses they'd suffered in their battle with Thanos, they were light on numbers and had been forced to rethink their approach to recruitment. He felt that Johnny Marr was a better option given his track record when it came to collaboration. Morrissey notoriously didn't play well with others, but that had worked out for the Avengers in the past, and Hawkeye, still mourning the loss of Black Widow, Nebula and the teenage Groot had given him the 3 votes required for admission under the new system. It was a bad system. "No, Morrissey, it is not about you telling it like it is," said Doctor Strange. "It's about your attitude to your superiors and your fellow recruits." Strange and the new man had a shared passion for literature, but the discourteous side of Morrissey's character had been frustrating for the master of the mystic arts. "What are you talking about?" Morrissey said. "We're talking about you giving Shang-Chi a hard time about animal parts being used in Chinese medicine," said King T'Challa, the Black Panther. "The way the Chinese treat animals is subhuman," Morrissey sniffed, idly yet showily fluffing that famous quiff. "Shang-Chi is not responsible for every single thing that happens in China," said Captain Marvel. As a woman whose formative years came in the 80s, Carol Danvers was perhaps most disappointed of all with the way things had turned out. A talented pilot excluded from flying solely because of her gender, the Smiths' songs about isolation had spoken to her, made her feel part of something, even as she felt like an outsider. "So if it's not okay for me to criticise China, then why is it okay for him to call himself the Black Panther? How are those things even remotely similar? You're being a cock," said T'Challa. "You seem to enjoy upsetting people. If you care about animals so much, why do you make such a show of your vegetarianism around Groot? You see the hypocrisy there, right?" "What difference does it make? You all had an agenda against me from the beginning," Morrissey stropped. "Enough!" shouted Bruce, stunning the room into silence. He still had it. "This is exactly the kind of crap we're talking about. This is why I didn't want to bring you on board. Beyonce isn't giving anyone this kind of grief. Nobody has any complaints about Roger Federer. Bjork is embracing it. People are saying she might be the most powerful Avenger we've ever had." Carol bristled. Her eyes flashed for a millisecond. She knew it was true. "But you just can't keep your mouth shut, can you?" "No, big mouth strikes again," Morrissey said, enjoying himself now. "Don't do that," said Bruce. "Don't make out you're some roguish truth teller. It's tired. You're tired. That joke isn't funny anymore. I've had it up to here with that." Ironically now, Bruce's here was significantly higher than most people's. "Oh, I don't care, you green fool." "Green? What does my being green have to do with anything? This is exactly the problem. And you know what? You're out of the team." Silence followed. Morrissey turned to Doctor Strange. "Is it really so, Strange?" "We've seen the things you've been posting on message boards," replied the Sorcerer Supreme. "Thanos did not have a point." "This is unbelievable. You're attacking my right to free speech," he practically crooned. "We need somebody who is less of a liability," said Danvers. "Fine," said Morrissey. "Go get Ed Sheeran." "No, just shoving Ed Sheeran into something would be lazy and terrible," said Doctor Strange. "Absolutely," the Black Panther agreed. "I've got nothing against the guy. In fact, some people are needlessly horrible about him. But you can't just put him into a popular thing because he's also popular and assume that will add up to something that's good." "I'm afraid we have no choice but to terminate your membership," said Bruce. "I know it's over," replied Morrissey, leaping from his chair. "I do my best work alone anyway," he said, to sounds of derision, before he flounced away. It had been a long day. "Jarvis," Bruce said to Tony Stark's still operational interface. "Get me Nick Cave."